So we have some more information now about, looks like the group that was actually behind the attack on the U.S. military base in Kirkuk, Iraq, that killed the U.S. contractor. Trump has made the claim that it was a militia that had ties to Iran, but it actually looks like it was ISIS. So just blatant lies and disinformation about this whole debacle with Iran that, almost got us on the path to World War III. This is from Common Dreams Bombshell. Iraqi official says ISIS, not Iran, likely behind rocket attack Trump used to justify Soleimani assassination. In a bombshell revelation that calls into question one of Trump's administration's stated justifications for assassinating Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, a move that nearly sparked a region-wide military conflict, Iraqi intelligence officials told the New York Times that they believe ISIS, not an Iran-linked militia, was likely responsible for the December 27th rocket attack that killed an American contractor at an airbase near Kirkuk, Iraq. The Times reported Thursday that, quote, Iraqi military and intelligence officials have raised doubts about who fired the rockets, saying they believe it is unlikely that the militia the United States blamed for the attack was responsible. Quote, all of the indications are that it was Daesh. Brigadier General Ahmed Adnan, the Iraqi chief of intelligence for the federal police at the K-1 airbase, told the Times, using the Arabic acronym for ISIS. We know Daesh's movements. The Trump administration has not released a single piece of evidence showing that the Iraqi militia Kataib Hezbollah, which has ties to Iran, was responsible for the attack on K1. The group has denied carrying out the attack. The U.S. responded to the rocket attack days later with deadly airstrikes on Kataib Hezbollah targets in Iraq and Syria, setting off a dangerous escalatory spiral that brought Iran and U.S. on the brink of war. On January 2nd, the U.S. assassinated Soleimani with a drone strike in Baghdad ordered by President Donald Trump. Following the assassination, which was widely condemned as an act of war, the U.S. Department of Defense issued a statement claiming without evidence that Soleimani orchestrated attacks on coalition bases in Iraq over the last several months, including the attack on December 27th, culminating in the death and wounding of additional American Iraqi personnel. But Iraqi officials told the Times that, quote, based on circumstantial evidence and long experience in the area where the attack took place, there's good reason to be skeptical about the U.S. claims that Kataib Hezbollah was behind it. As the Times reported, the rockets were launched from a Sunni Muslim part of Kirkuk province, notorious for attacks by the Islamic State, aka ISIS, a Sunni terrorist group which would have made the area hostile territory for a Shiite militia like Kataib Hezbollah. Kataib Hezbollah has not had a presence in Kirkuk province since 2014. Islamic State, however, has carried out 3 attacks relatively close to the base in the 10 days before the attack on K1. Iraqi intelligence officials sent reports to the Americans in November and December warning that ISIS intended to target K1, an Iraqi airbase in Kirkuk province that is also used by American forces. These facts all point to the Islamic State, the Iraqi officials say. So look, I think, basically Trump decided to order this assassination of Soleimani to take away attention from his impeachment that was going on, kind of dragging on at the time, because Trump, his whole team, whether it be Pompeo, Pence, himself, anybody else, has not provided any type of evidence to show that Soleimani was engaged in any of this stuff at all. And just to add insult to injury here, so this attack on this airbase that killed that U.S. contractor was carried out by ISIS. Soleimani has been instrumental in fighting ISIS in the region. It's one of the reasons he was so beloved in his homeland of Iran, because they saw him as, going out and, protecting Iranian interests against the Islamic State. And here, Trump orders his assassination on these totally baseless and false claims. And, Trump like, most US presidents is a war criminal. Obama was also one. He massively escalated drone drone the drone strike program, which had under Obama like a 90% civilian death rate. It's probably pretty similar under Trump. Obviously, Bush with the lying us into the Iraq War, the torture program, all of that stuff. And don't forget that Obama ordered the assassination of American citizens overseas. Anwar al-Awlaki. He ordered the assassination of his son. And I mean, this is why the United States, or at least the US government, has such a bad rap around the world, is because we do stupid, crazy shit like this, all the time. And we think we can just do it because we are the United States and there won't be any consequence. But I mean, Iran retaliated against the US. They, attacked those military bases. Luckily, nobody was killed. But if somebody had been, that blood would have been on Trump's hand for provoking them into a response. And now we can see that the whole justification again was just more bullshit and lies. And I mean, that's kind of what you come to expect from the Trump administration and Trump itself. If you're actually paying attention, you can't really discern what is true and what is Trump and his team is lying about, because they're just pathological. And Trump's willing to say and do anything, including potentially starting World War III in order to protect his own political interests. This is insane. And out of the Democratic candidates, Bernie Sanders' foreign policy is the most rational and sane. So again, it's foreign policy is super important. It's one area where the president arguably has the most influence. So it's really important that we do everything we can to make sure Bernie Sanders is the nominee, because I can guarantee you he's not going to be, he talked about this, and I don't necessarily like the reasoning that he was using, but he talked about he's not going to, order these stupid assassinations because there's bad people all over the world. And he was talking about Kim Jong-un and stuff like that. But the point is, we need a more sane and rational actor in the White House. Trump's obviously not that. Bernie could be a little better on foreign policy for sure, but he's leaps and abounds better than the Democratic candidates, and exponentially better than Donald Trump. Those are my thoughts. Share yours in the comment section down below.